Okay, so when I was younger, my friend Nadine and I were part of the Best Buddies program where we help with the special ed kids and we would hang out with them and do fun stuff with them. And so there was this one special ed kid named Evan, and he was really tall and he was really sweet and he wanted to play basketball. And Evan wanted to play basketball, and so Nadine and I took him to the basketball courts, and all the other special ed kids were there, playing with other stuff. And um, Evan goes, Evan goes up to Nadine and he goes, "Open your mouth." And she's like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Open your mouth." And she's like, "Ah." And he's like, "Wider." And she's like, "Ah." And he's like, "Why?" And then Nadine's like, "Ah." And then I hear, "Nadine, no." And the special ed teacher comes running over, and Evan's like, "Ah," clapping. And then we look down, and Evan has a giant boner in his gym shorts, and he's like, "Ah," and he has a huge boner, and we're like, "Oh." And the teacher's like, "I thought I told you guys he likes when people open his mouth, it turns him on, so don't do that." We were like, "Oh my god." Nadine started crying. She was like, "Oh my god." Yeah, yeah. And Evan was so happy. So I mean, he didn't get to play basketball, but he got a giant boner, so I think he was all set for the rest of the day. But it was literally the funniest thing ever. He's like, "Open your mouth." And she was like, "Ah." And he's like, "Wider." And she's like, "Ah." And he's like, "Wider." And she's like, "Ah." And he's like, "Ah, ah." Huge. Literally had so much fun with those kids. So that's my story time. I know it's kind of short, but I'm kind of running out of stories, guys. Come on, I gotta get hit by a bus or something so something new happens.